The New York Knicks have just signed elite shooting veteran Marcus Morris as he returns to the Knicks after 5 years, and Leon Rose has made another decision to bring in another vet on a non-guaranteed contract like Landry Shamet, and we're going to talk about it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and Marcus Morris is once again a Knick. Now, 5 years ago, Marcus Morris signed with the Knicks. He backed out of a deal with the Spurs to sign with the Knicks because they gave him more money on a one-year contract, got traded halfway through the season. It led to the Knicks getting Emmanuel quickly, and then obviously led to OG Anunoby down the line. Essentially, Marcus Morris has had a very big impact on how the New York Knicks have been formed, and now he is back on the team, and he will be competing for a roster spot at the end of the bench. As Shams just broke the news just a few minutes ago, free agent Marcus Morris agreed to a one-year deal with the New York Knicks. His agent told The Athletic Morris has a chance to enter his 14th NBA season with the Eastern Conference contenders in the Knicks. Now, I love this signing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it at all. Perfect move by the Knicks. You add another veteran. He's a forward. Primarily is going to play power forward. Can play center in a pinch, especially if he has OG on the court. Now, Morris isn't going to be out there getting a ton of minutes, which does make me interested into why they signed him. When the Knicks were not the only team with interest in Morris, it wasn't even clear that the Knicks had interest in Morris. But last time he was here, he put up 20 points per game, or around 20 points, with 5 rebounds and 1 assist in 43 games before getting traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. And not that long ago, last month, the Cavs and the 76ers, two teams that the Knicks have faced in the playoffs in recent years and, beat, have also had interest in Morris. Said nothing about the Knicks there, but clearly the Knicks wanted him, and they went out there and got that, and they got Morris. Great move by the Knicks. I love this. Now, Ian Begley did have some more details on it, saying that Marcus Morris's Exhibit 9 deal is obviously non-guaranteed, but he's viewed by New York as a stretch 4 and a bit of a 5 at this point in his career, and he also has a real chance to make the Knicks' regular season roster. Now, last season, Marcus Morris, between a few teams, put up 6 points per game with 2 rebounds, shooting 40% from 3, shoots 43% on corner threes. Most of his threes are assisted. He's become more of a catch-and-shoot player in his older age. And also 45% of his shots are threes, something that would not surprise me if it went up with all the shot creation already on the Knicks. I love this move. I think it just works. Like, Marcus Morris is a veteran. He's been there. He's been on good teams. He's been on bad teams. He's been on the Knicks when they were a bad team. The man understands what he's getting himself into. He was here in the past. I like this move. I really don't think there's anything wrong with this move at all. And if it doesn't work out, he just doesn't make the team. He's on a non-guaranteed contract. The Knicks are allowed to bring 20 players into training camp. Now, after Landry Shamet's Exhibit 9 contract and Marcus Morris's Exhibit 9 contract, there's also an Exhibit 10 contract. For all intents and purposes, they're the exact same thing. There's just a few different restrictions when it comes to injuries and stuff, and that's really the only difference. But with all this in mind, we're looking at this team, and they are making the end of this bench strong. The Knicks are not screwing around this year. They're not putting guys at the end of the bench who give good vibes or all that or know the team. They're putting winners. They're putting talent all throughout the roster. And honestly, that makes the most sense because the Knicks, they had so many injuries last season and just they didn't want to play their end-of-bench guys. Now when you're going to have guys at the end of the bench in Tyler Kolek and Marcus Morris and Pacome Dadier, two promising rookies, a vet like Morris, having Keita Bates-Diop back there. It gives a lot of promise into this team. The Knicks are doing everything they can to win the finals, and they are stacking up the end of this roster with guys who could easily be NBA role players in the league today. Now, they have 14 guys on guaranteed contracts right now, and both Morris and Landry Shamet are on Exhibit 9 deals. One of them's not making the team, and I'll tell you right now, Morris is making the team. I'd be really shocked if the Knicks were to cut Marcus Morris. I think we could easily see him get signed to a real contract. We saw Ryan Arcidiacono last year get an Exhibit 9 deal, and that turned into a full-time contract with the Knicks. I really do think that Marcus Morris is going to end up being on the team. I think they'll cut Shamet over Morris. That's just my gut feeling based off the Knicks needs more than anything else. They need a forward. They need a big more than they need Landry Shamet. And also Morris shot 40% from 3 to Shamet's 33% from 3 last season. And that's just going to give the Knicks enough boost they need to bring Marcus Morris back to the Knicks. Morris also does bring great energy to this team. He's been around the block, and the man, he stands on business, to say it the least. Marcus Morris embodies that Northeast Knicks, New York, Boston, Philadelphia mindset of very much like how the Northeast, we're obsessed with our sports and just hard-nosed people. Morris has also been on all 3 of those teams, funny enough. But looking at this, he's just such a Knick. Like, he's got that energy. He's got that dog energy in him. Like, it's just a great move. He's going to challenge the guys in practice. He's going to not take anyone's BS. Him and Randall were teammates on the Knicks in Randall's first season with the team. So Morris does have some familiarity with the Knicks to some degree. And I'm really excited to see where this leads to. I loved Marcus Morris when he was first with the team. I obviously wanted them to trade him from, like, in my brain wanted the Knicks to trade Morris, but my heart did not. I loved Marcus on the Knicks. So I'm really happy to see that he's back here, getting ready to go into season 14 with the Knicks. This team is just so good from beginning to end. The Knicks have the best end of the bench in the NBA by a mile. There's no team even close. The Knicks are showing why they have the best bench in basketball, and especially the best end of the bench. They have 15 guys on this team who can produce for this team next season. They did not have that last year. This is a really, really great move by the Knicks. I'm curious to see where this goes because looking at this team, they are thin on the center situation. Now, they have one more contract that they can hand out. They can bring in 20 players to training camp. They're going to keep the 14 roster spots and have some guys compete for it. I would like, since they have 19 right now, bring in a center. I don't care which center, just bring in a center, see what works out, like a JaVale McGee, maybe a Bismack Biyombo, maybe even a Dwight Howard, something like that. Bring someone into training camp, see how it goes. I think it's important for the Knicks to do that. I think it's important for the Knicks to go out there and decide, hey, we need to focus on this big man situation a little bit more with Mitchell Robinson injured right now, coming back from that, with Precious Achiuwa, who's been working in the offseason, with Jericho Sims, who's been working in the offseason. But those two, not exactly proven and battle-tested fully, especially Sims. Precious less so. He's been in some big moments in the playoffs with the Knicks this season, played 44 minutes in a few playoff games, was out there for a while doing his thing, did a great job defending Joel Embiid. I do think the Knicks could use a little more help at the forward spot, and if they don't bring in another big man, I'm convinced that Marcus Morris is going to be a Knick at the start of the regular season. Will he get minutes? Absolutely not, or at least not to start the year. I don't really think he'll get minutes at all, which does make this an interesting choice over the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he had more of a pathway to getting minutes. And I think the reason he's signing with the Knicks is because he knows that the Knicks are contenders. He knows the Knicks can go out there and win the NBA Finals this season, probably more so than he believes in the Cavs, and he's right to do that because the Knicks are far better than the Cavs. But guys, let me know what you think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and go Knicks.